Good morning. Good morning. This beautiful Sunday, all the rain is gone now from last week, and now we have this gorgeous day. Let's start with our unity statement of being from the hymnal. There is one presence and one power in this church, in our lives, and in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent, and the five unity principles. Number one, God is absolute good, everywhere present. Number two, God lives in us, therefore we are inherently good. Number three, we are co-creators with God and create our experiences through our thoughts. Number four, prayer is creative thinking and that heightens our connection with the God mind. Number five, it is not enough to simply know these principles. We must live the truth we know. And please stand for our hymn, number 2. The Lord's Prayer.
Of your consciousness. Know that we are not talking about consciousness within a body. For your consciousness is far more vast what you identify as you. Your consciousness is as vast as the universe. Just as the universe has an infinite number of stars and planets and worlds and galaxies, so too do you have an infinite number of worlds within in consciousness, an infinite number of ideas, an infinite number of gifts and talents that await your discovery. You are infinite. You are limitless. There is no limit to what you can experience. No matter how much is discovered or explored or revealed to you, there is so much more. There's infinitely more. So for the inquisitive mind, this is heaven. The limitless unveiling, limitless wonders. So be still, my brothers and sisters. And just simply be. Allow your consciousness to just be. And just experience the divine radiance that is alive and expressing within. This divine radiance has transformational properties. For the more our conscious awareness is exposed to it, the more we are in moments like these, the more gifts and aspects of our being that are revealed to us, that are made known to us. Welcome to what it means to be a divine being. Welcome to your inheritance. So let us be still and be one with all that there is. Allow that oneness to express itself naturally. Whatever thoughts you were entertaining prior to now being in this sacred space within, bless it. Simply bless it. And know that it will serve a purpose when the time becomes appropriate. that we set the intention for stillness, openness, where we are listening, listening to Spirit that is constantly speaking, constantly reaching us to where we are in consciousness, without judgment, without any needing of particulars, just reaching us exactly where we are, loving us exactly as we are, seeing us as the perfection, as the living perfection that is and always will be. This is who you are. So enjoy these beautiful moments of tranquility. As we are experiencing these blissful moments, these peaceful moments, these harmonious moments, know that we are one. Know that our minds are always joined. So, my brothers and sisters, it is my intention to better align my consciousness with Spirit, to move this personality out of the way, in order to bring forth something new. So I invite my brothers and sisters here to join me in that intention. Join me in the intention of bringing forth something new and beautiful and good. Something that will aid us in our understanding, thereby assist us in our life journey. And though we know not the words that will come, let us see the end result. The raising of consciousness, the increasing of understanding, the assistance in our journeys, Let us see these end results right here, right now. Knowing that divine beings are not limited by time nor space. We need merely set the intention and allow Spirit to do the rest. So join me, brothers and sisters, in gratitude. For when we are gathered together, there is nothing we cannot do. Join me in gratitude that it is already done. And that this intention has already been sent out to the universe as a call. And the universe always responds. For that is the way of divine being. Hold this intention with me. Feel this gratitude with me. Done. So we feel this gratitude in the name after the loving nature of the source and principle. And that is spirit. And so it is. Amen. Would everyone please stand and take out your hymnals once again? And turn them to page 322. I am free, I am unlimited. Page 322. I am free, I am unlimited. So how we doing? Good. All right. Did everybody enjoy the weather? I tell you what, that sun was so bright, you know, I had to have like my little visor thing. I was like, oh my God, you know, I forgot how bright that sun was. A beautiful sun. It was just beautiful. when I was on my way here. So, the name of my talk is The Infinite Canvas. The Infinite Canvas. You know, humanity has been around for hundreds of thousands of years. And over that time, we've evolved. We've grown. Humanity has constantly been guided, constantly been moved forward and nurtured and uplifted. And one of the key, or I should really say the key to that process, to that possibility, is the mental faculty that we call the imagination. It is responsible for every advancement that we've experienced. Everything. Language, arithmetic, building, civilizations, everything is attributed to that mental faculty that we call the imagination. The revealing word, the Fillmores, refer to the scripture of the first chapter of John, verse 51, to describe it. They actually say that when Rabbi Yeshua ben Joseph, or Jesus, was talking about that, prior to the wedding, that he was talking about that, where he described the window to heaven where angels are ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. And so the revealing word says that's exactly what he was talking about, our imagination, that we've been guided by the divine ever since, well, who knows how long it's been, as far as recorded memory, but we've been guided all throughout this process through that mental faculty. I call it our God's eye. This is where our limitlessness comes from, where it originates, where we can begin to conceptualize an image that is formed by our thoughts. And from this image, that we can then proceed forward based on how we feel, as far as certain feelings, things like that. And so these two things are combined to create power surges of manifestations and expressions. Now, if it was as simple as that, there'll be no reason for this talk. But it's not as simple as that. Because, see, we can also misuse this divine gift. And we don't deliberately misuse it, but when we're not conscious of the power that we're using, it's just like having a power tool, for example, and not using it in the right way where you can actually hurt yourself. It's the same thing. This power tool is meant to assist you, but you can misuse it. You can end up severely injuring yourself. And so mankind, even though mankind has advanced much, mankind has still experienced many challenges. And these challenges are not bad, but because everything is still used for the good. Everything is still used for the good. Everything is going to be used for the good. Everything is going to be used for as a curriculum. But there are more efficient ways of doing things. Mankind has also experienced many wars. Much turmoil. Individually, we experience the same thing. So that's what this talk is about. This talk is about talking about the faculty of the imagination and how we can constructively use it to live the type of lives that we deserve. And I say the type of lives that we deserve because many of us don't really know what's really good for us when we're coming from these places of woundedness. We're coming from, feeling that we're not enough and things like that. And you see, all these things cause us to misuse that power tool called imagination, because then we begin conceptualizing things that create huge turmoil in our life. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 23, it reads, "Be careful what you think, for your thoughts run your life." Be careful what you think, for your thoughts run your life. And that's the trick right there. Being mindful of what's actually going into that mental canvas that's within our mind's eye, that's on our mind, that then creates the world that we experience, that then creates what we see. And from the way we see ourselves and a mental image that we have of ourselves, and from that place, everything flows at that point. All of our experiences at that point. All of our desires and motivations at that point. And so sometimes we can desire things that are unhealthy for us when we're coming from wounded spaces and wounded places. Or when we are repressing things. When we're pretending, we're sweeping things under the rug. We're not facing aspects that are within us that need to be faced, that need to be looked at. When we'd rather be comfortable than look at aspects that have to be looked at so that we can harmonize our thoughts. I've shared many times my own personal experiences when earlier versions of myself would have adamantly said, these people are seeing me this way, or these people are seeing me that way. These were earlier versions of myself for example, when I perceived that I was not appreciated. Only to find in the inevitability or the inevitable conclusion that it was I who was not appreciating myself. It just seemed like I wasn't being appreciated. Only to find that it was me. It was all me. And so from seeing myself in such a way, it created this whole lens, using my imagination, created this whole lens of a world that didn't appreciate me. So I say all that to give you an increased understanding of the power that is within you. So you have the power to heal and you have the power to harm. This power is neutral. It is neutral. This is how we use it. This is how we apply it. That makes all the difference. And so generally, there's two ways that we apply it. One is voluntarily, where this is what we're really trying to do. This is our intent. Like we created the intent for this talk, this message. That's what we're applying it, you see. And the other, and that's about 30% of the time. Believe it or not, it's about that. And I'm really being generous there with that 30% of the time. I'm really being generous because, we do a lot of mind wandering. We get distracted, And then we don't like to deal with things, that need to be dealt with. We don't like to deal with uncomfortability. We don't like uncomfortability. We don't like to be uncomfortable. We like to move it away. Anything other than just, deal with it and, learn from it and then gradually begin to heal from it. And I'm just saying typical because eventually as you begin to learn that uncomfortability is actually good, it's actually good for you, then you don't start shying away from it as much. But that's a gradual thing. That's a more mature thing to do. But we're not always in our mature state. Maturity comes with time. Initially, we have a tendency to move it, let's move it out the way so I can do this. So I can do the things that can bring serotonin. So I can do the things that can make me happy and things like that. And so what that does, that contributes to another portion of involuntary creation, as far as applying that power tool, or misusing that power tool. Or we contribute to a shadow, where the things that we sweep under the rug, these are still our thoughts, you see. But we don't want to associate these thoughts with us. So, they conflict with our mental self-image. So we don't want to associate with them. So, no. So we sweep them under the rug. We move it off to the side, or we bypass it, whatever. Well, don't think that these thoughts don't go anywhere. Don't think these thoughts just somehow evaporate. No, they don't. They don't evaporate. For this very reason, as far as on a collective, this is why this country is dealing with so many instances of violence. Because of all of the repression. No one wants to talk about uncomfortable things. No one wants to talk about any uncomfortable things. No. Well, that negative energy, it has to go somewhere. And, until we begin to deal with these things, these uncomfortabilities, these things that make us a little uncomfortable, because, we have to start having some courage and brave through that uncomfortability. We have to. Because this world needs us to. That's the only way that we can heal. It's the same thing on an individual level, same thing on a collective level. There's so many things that this country doesn't want to face. I'm talking about this country right now. Doesn't want to face. So because of that, there's a lot of polarization in this country. A lot of polarization. Maybe not in here. Maybe not in here. In here, this is unity. But at the same time, again, we take the things that we're dealing with out there and we put them up to a spiritual lens. And we brave through the uncomfortability so that we are not projecting shadows. So that we can find ourselves in our oneness and experience a oneness with our brothers and sisters. So that we can see ourselves. Again, this is a mental faculty of the imagination, so we can begin to see ourselves in such a place. It is only from where we see ourselves that we are able to experience or come from any place of higher activity. It all originates from where we see ourselves. So we always talk about the power of the imagination, but we're not talking about things that can distort that infinite canvas. Everybody follow me? Yes. Okay. Notice I haven't gotten into any specifics. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get into any specifics of the things that we bypass. And everybody here knows the things that this country is bypassing. Okay? We know. All right? And I'm telling you, healing will not come until we stop bypassing. Now, I don't know why we bypass. Maybe we somehow feel responsible. I don't know how we can feel responsible for things that are like 100, 200 years ago, whatever, whatever. I don't know how we feel responsible for that, but some kind of way the personality feels responsible. I don't know. And so we'd rather not look at it. But this contributes, brothers and sisters, to an unhealthy mindset. We are all beautiful. We are all beautiful. But an unhealthy mindset is an unhealthy mindset. That does not impact your beauty. That just means that you're not seeing things correctly. That's what that means. And so when you're not seeing things correctly, you're coming from this way of how you're seeing yourself, you see? So, what can we do about it? What can we do about it? Because this mental faculty, with this mental faculty, you can do anything. You can literally do anything. There is literally nothing you can't do. If you can really conceive it, and you have the belief and the faith, you can do it. I don't care what it is. I don't need to know what it is. I know divine principle. I don't need to know you. I don't need to know what it is that you want to accomplish. It's not important. It's not important. Know that there is always a way. And it is only the mind that knows that there's a way, that knows that there's always a way, that mind is free. We're just saying, I am free, I am unlimited. But it's only in the mind that always knows that there's a way that is free. Another way that we involuntarily use this imagination is by, when we get into this automatic pilot or behavioral guidance system where we see ourselves in a certain way, and then we have certain assumed possibilities, and these are limited possibilities based on the way that we're seeing ourselves at the time. And so we walk around in these boxes. This is why it's always important to refresh your mind, to challenge your mind, to challenge yourself, things like that. So I'm going to get into, what are some things that we can do to create expansive ways of seeing ourselves in limitless capacity. And that starts with a mindset. So you already know, everybody knows me. I've been here for a long time now. As a matter of fact, come this Palm Sunday will make 2 years that I've actually been speaking here. So the first thing I'm going to say is meditation. Meditation. It takes a mindset of being willing to meditate. I get it. When we're meditating, we're just sitting there. There's so many other things we could be doing at that point. But, if you find it difficult to meditate, I want you to, maybe you should ask yourself why. Ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself why. Because perhaps there's something in that shadow, because we all have a shadow, guys. Every last one of us has a shadow. Okay, so let me just say that right now. Every last one of us has a shadow. Well, maybe there's something in that shadow where you don't feel like you deserve it. Or you feel like you don't deserve this abundant life. Even though you may want to, there's certain distractions that are coming to you. There's certain, we got to do, there's always a way to find time to meditate. Okay? If you can find time for Facebook and other social media, you find time for watching movies and sports and things like that, Netflix. You can find time to meditate too. There is no excuse. If you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, okay, already, get up at 5. Because see, it's from what you create when you are meditating. A healthy mindset, reserves of peace where you're not coming from places of pain. that are going to assist you in what you are imagining in that mental faculty as far as your imagination. Meditation, that's right. Now I realize that when I say 10% of your waking hours, that kind of like two people for a loop. I get it. You know, I speak with a lot of people, a lot of our brothers and sisters here. I speak with you all personally, and I understand that took many of us for a loop. So I'll just say this: shoot for an hour, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. Shoot for an hour. Shoot for 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, and watch and see how much you will begin to supercharge your experiences just with that. The next thing, as far as how you harmonize that mental picture that you have, the mental picture, this imaging faculty, is with gratitude. Those of you all who know me know that I'm going to say that too. With gratitude. Gratitude is how you raise your consciousness. By proactively choosing to focus on what is going right in your life. You are constantly expanding your energy. Every single time you look at something from a place of lack or something that you don't have, you contract your energy. You contract it, naturally, you contract it. You contract it. So a practice of looking at what is going right in your life, constantly looking at what's going right in your life, as your consciousness begins to expand, because again, that energy is an expansive energy, more things will begin to occur to you to be grateful for. And it's just that it has this constant thing. Again, this is for a healthy mindset. A healthy mindset. Because we deal with a lot. We deal with a lot. And so we need these things, you see. But the next thing I'm going to say in this one, in creating this healthy mindset, is a willingness to look at our shadow. A willingness to go and look within at those thoughts that we don't want to associate with who we are. That is so important. The thoughts that we don't want to acknowledge. I don't know what your thoughts are that you don't want to acknowledge. I have no idea. But it is important that you know, that you begin to learn and begin to assimilate these thoughts and understand these thoughts, and then begin to see these thoughts from a higher way of seeing as you begin to incorporate these thoughts into your regular thoughts and not have them just be sitting in your unconscious mind where they're just sitting, just waiting to just impact you with constructs in your experience, and you don't know why you have these constructs in you, because they're in your unconscious mind, because you don't want to take ownership of them, because you've been sweeping them under the rug. So to look at our shadow, because our shadow is not bad. It's just aspects of us that we don't understand. But it's still part of us, you see. It's part of us. I'm not going to get into this fearful conversation of what happens if you continue to repress or continue to repress. We've seen enough of that, you know, with people just showing up with rifles and stuff at places. We've seen enough of that. I'm not going to sit up here and talk about fearful things and stuff like that. But it is important to begin to look at your shadow. It is. It's so important. Because these things contribute to an unhealthy mindset when you're not reconciling with them. Everybody follow me? Okay. Also, a willingness to trust in spirit. A willingness to trust in spirit. To trust that your source is spirit. No matter what happens, no matter what you're going through, that there's still a presence that's got your back. There's still a presence that's on your side. No matter what you're going through, no matter what dark places you are, we all go through dark places. But I can tell you one thing, it helps to know that we have an ally in those dark places when we are going through those dark spaces, or those dark places. There are things to learn when we're going through these dark places. So I'm not here to demonize when we go through these dark places. There's so many things that you can learn from when you're going through these dark places in life that you would not have when you're going through the light. There's so many things you can learn. You see? But just know that you have an ally, you see? Know that you have something that's on your side, you see? That makes all the difference. And a willingness to follow your imagination. Follow your imagination. When you're doing these things and you're creating a healthy mindset, now you have a healthy mental picture because you're not avoiding things and stuff like you're meditating. You have a regular gratitude practice. You're trusting in spirit. Now you can follow. Now you can trust this mental picture. You see, you can trust your thoughts that are creating this mental picture. You see, and you will see your life, your whole life, will not be the life that you're experiencing when you're not doing these things. It's like night and day. It is like night and day. And you deserve it. You deserve these things. You deserve to live an abundant life of joy, of happiness. This does not mean that you're not going to deal with things, because you still have to grow. You see, you have to grow. So I'm not here to promise that you won't deal with anything. No. What I'm promising is that you will live a life of abundance and joy, and you will recognize that abundance. You will recognize the abundance that's flowing into your life, and because you recognize that abundance, you will be even more grateful. You see. So I got an affirmation for everybody. Everybody okay? I'm kind of quiet up in here. Everybody ready? Yeah. All right, here we go. Everybody repeat after me. Heaven's window is alive and expressing in me. Heaven's window is alive and expressing in me. And I will follow my calling to wherever it leads. Can we say that again? Because y'all don't really sound like y'all convinced. Heaven's window is alive and expressing in me. Heaven's window is alive and expressing in me. And I will follow my calling to wherever it leads. And I will follow my calling to wherever it leads. Amen. Brothers and sisters, you go and be that light that your Father and Mother God intended for you to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Now it's time for our tithes and offering. So if we could say our abundance blessing. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, it is so now. announcements for today. There's electric giving at the front desk in the lobby. Copies of today's service are available on CD at the front desk. Prayer chaplains are available for one-on-one confidential prayer. Prayer chaplains, if you raise your hands so we can know who you are. Okay, they're here. Find us on YouTube and Facebook. Next Sunday, March 17th, Reverend Angela Davis will be delivering the Sunday message. And if everyone is not signed up for the newsletter, please see a member of the welcome team and they can hand you a card to fill out. Assistance is needed for both setting up and cleaning up our Palm Sunday Tea Time Luncheon. If you'd like to assist, please see Kristen Kristen, where are you? I saw you. Please let Kristen know because we need help. And this Easter, bring the kids or grandkids for our Easter egg hunt immediately following the service, and assistance is needed for that also. And please see me after the service if you are interested in volunteering in any way. So tongue-tied today. Are there any new visitors with us today that would like to stand up and introduce yourself? Thank you.
Ian Cole.
Hi.
From Lakeland, New York.
From where, New York?
Lakeland, outside Portland.
Wow, welcome. Thank
Welcome.
you for joining us today. Yes, sir.
Steve Smith, Atlanta, Georgia, Cathedral of St. Philip, bringing greetings from our Dean, Sam Candler, and the people of Cathedral of St. Philip, Atlanta, Georgia. My mother's house church, Faith Alive Tabernacle Ministries, Reverend Dr. Josephine Jackson Smith, she'd like to bring her greetings this morning.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be visiting with my friend Jennifer Oliver Goodman, and my new friends, the Johnsons. Thank you for your welcome.
Thank you.
And my name is Susie Miller-Abear. I'm with the Welcoming Committee and on the board. If you would like to volunteer in any way, please see me and I'll help you get that done. And if you could join us, make a circle for our prayer. The prayer for protection, I'm telling you. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God upholds us. The power of God protects us.